I mean, even risk of rain mitigates with that. Yep. I don't like this map. I also can't stand the music with hyper turned on. That is the most obnoxious thing I've heard in a long time. Like, not even joking. Holy shit. Good Christ. Is the feeling they will add a reroll? Yeah, well, my opinion of this game doesn't change until they improve it. Can't you turn the music off? Sure, but it's not like I can just listen to any old music out there. You know, when games like this exist, right, and they just have overwhelmingly positive reviews, I kind of have to squint at it a little bit. Because, yes, this game has a very satisfying game loop. And I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. It absolutely does. But this game doesn't deserve 8,000 overwhelming, or 10,000 probably by now, overwhelmingly positive reviews. That's ridiculous. That's a painful statement to read, Skog, but I see where you're coming from. Ay. Like, I already am not going to be able to get what I need. I'm starting to disagree with that feeling, Magi. One of those random low-effort games that becomes super popular, and you're just over here wondering why? YouTubers. And the reason why every now and again YouTubers make a game like this super popular is because they play an hour of it, make a video, upload it, and forget the game exists. Like, my first hour of time in this game was extremely positive. Like, extremely positive. What am I missing? Could really grab this. See, even that I'm starting to feel like a, air quotes, debatable about. Yeet. It's like, is it pretty good for the money being asked? Absolutely. But I've seen Risk of Rain 1 on sale for $1 before. So there is certainly, like, comparably priced games with significantly more content out there. Like, if you want to talk about, like, dollar to value ratio, sure, it's fine. I've had better dollar to value ratios. Also, hi Hobo, how are you? Need the other burb. But like somebody in chat said yesterday, this is a game that could be made in 30 hours in Unity. It's not like it's anything particularly special. It's just someone who got very lucky. You bought a 5-string bass? Fuck yeah. Anything you planning on covering on that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree that this game deserves the level of success that it's gotten. I agree that as a hour to dollar ratio, like, it's kind of great, but so's a lot of other games that are a lot better in the similar price range. So you don't know yet? You should try and cover some Meshuggah. Although that would be very difficult. But best of luck, dude. Play some cool music. What's a guy gotta do to get a fucking pigeon around here? God damn it, game. Also, Hobo, my mom wanted me to tell you that she thinks it's very sad that it's so cold in parts of Florida that iguanas are falling out of trees. And I said nobody in Florida feels bad about this. My mom insists it's very sad. Some of that weeb jazz and 5 strings. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Also, fuck the tree chicken. Yep, that's what I thought your statement would be. Nap time by a streamer. Cheers, man. You have a good night. But yeah, I think that this game is a fun time waster. I don't think it's a well-designed fun time waster, and I don't think it's a good value well-designed time waster versus something like, say, Geometry Wars, which I've seen as a dollar before. Same with Risk of Rain, or even something like any of Walter Machiato's games, like Ubermosh and such. Those games are all $1. Significantly better design than this. I don't know. My impetus for wanting to play this game is the #1 rated review on Steam was that this game is very playable by people who have physical disabilities because it's playable with one input, right? That was my reason to get into this game, was that, because I was curious. And I'm always fascinated by games that are accessible in that kind of way. And in that respect, I do kind of have to applaud this game. As somebody who's disabled, it is very playable. But the problem that it encounters is that it ends up being suffering from its own poor decisions, I think. So I don't think this is the incredible thing that the Steam reviews would have you believe. I don't think it's bad. It's just unremarkable. Painfully unremarkable. Yeah, and what of it? Sideways? What's your point? I don't think the process of unlocking things in this game is even remotely fun. I think it's grindy and annoying. Although this will probably be another one of those instances like Loop Hero where I just slowly start to hate everything about it and everybody's like, no, Blind, you're wrong, and that's fine. Fun game. Um. All right, game. Yeah, want to give me birds, maybe? I mean, like, there's lots of games that you can put time into. Doesn't mean it's your time well spent. And I swear I'm not just trying to be a contrarian here. I'm more just confused at this point. Because people seem to love this game. Not like enjoy it, but like come in their pants, love it. And I don't get it at this point. It's like, I thought I got it initially, and now I'm starting to not get it anymore. And maybe I'm just thinking I'm the one that's out of touch. Which is also possible. I don't know. I mean, like, my first stream of this game, by the end of it, I was loving it. Like, I thought this game was great. But now I've dug a little deeper, and maybe it's just a problem with me and like progression systems in games nowadays, but I don't know, man. Also, if this game could figure out what a modern resolution is, that'd be cool. Well, that's one of two. I'm also now just kind of curious because someone earlier I didn't see the username, but someone earlier stated that this is one of those games that ends up being popular, low effort games that ends up being popular for no reason. You just try and figure out why. Yeah, the End is Beer said that. I'm curious what other games you would put into that kind of hole or category. It's kind of curious. If you have any other examples of games that you would consider to fit into that. Guess I just keep leveling up garlic. I think that the most frustrating thing to me about this game is it's not hard. There's no challenge. Really. It's all about just having the correct build. That's what's starting to get to me. Is I can't just be good at it. Which actually goes back to my argument as to why I hate meta progression in games. Is I can't just be good at the game. It's all just about having the right build. Which is all up to RNG. After a while. The more items they add to the game, the worse that's going to get. So I feel like they've kind of designed themselves into a trap where I will just slowly like the game less and less. Be fun if you could skip items. See, now that I'd be down for. They really need more mechanical strategy in this game, which, you know, maybe they'll fix, maybe they won't. But right now, I don't see any real criticism on this game. All I see is just like overwhelmingly, oh my god, it's the best thing ever made. I want to make love to it. It's like, well, I mean, I don't know about that. Like, it's a fun little time waster. But... like, even my take yesterday was a lot more positive. There we go. Finally, you give me both burbs. Huh. Now, if we can get holy, like Santa water while we're at it, that might not be a bad combo, but... don't really have anything that's actively benefiting from Duplicator right now, but... can totally get some items that do. Sometimes if you want to get a specific achievement, it can kind of form cracks in the overall feel of the game. At least that's how you felt in the past. That's a sign of a poorly designed game, though, right? Because if the developer is the one who decides what the achievements are, right? And if the developer gives you an achievement that makes the game significantly less fun to play, especially if that achievement is tied to an unlock, which is content of the game, that's a poorly designed unlock. That's a poorly designed portion of the game. A lot of the achievements in this game, if not all of them, are tied to upgrades, if I'm not mistaken. Which are items that are gameplay. Which is why I will, I guess, kind of always be of the opinion that traditional roguelikes are one of the most accessible and best genres for physically disabled people, just purely because you can have all of the strategy of the most intense turn-based roguelikes, but at the same time, like, there are no physical limitations removing you from playing that, assuming the game has mouse support. So I'm pretty sure Duplicator affects Santa water, so... and, you know, I've been pretty vocal about this, but my least favorite part of Risk of Rain is the, what's it called? My least favorite part of Risk of Rain is the unlocking of items. Like, I think that part of Risk of Rain's a great game. I love playing Risk of Rain. But Risk of Rain and Risk of Rain 2 have the most insufferable unlocking mechanism I've ever played in a video game. Just period. Like, the way that game does its progression is actually horrible. It's intensely obtuse for no fucking reason, doesn't benefit anybody. Everybody looks at the wiki. None of it ends up being organic. It's fucking terrible. Gameplay is phenomenal, but the act of actually unlocking shit in that game is so fucking unpleasant. It like makes me wonder. It made me wonder sometimes while I was playing it what I was doing with my time. But nobody else on the planet seems to care, so I don't know. Apologies for the DMs, Stone, but Discord was down for a bit today, so I couldn't actually post to Discord. So I had to send you the screenshots directly. But I hope you're doing well, Stone. It's interesting that the birds kind of alternate almost. I need another HP increase from somewhere. Five messages, more Discord thingy bobs than you've ever seen. Well, I had to make do with what I could, so. It was just the make do that I came up with. Although, like since I'm taking today as the day to criticize this game, all of my criticisms aside, watching the things explode in this game is still satisfying. Like, it's got a good gameplay loop. Outside of the part where you actually have to unlock stuff. Although one game that I am super hopeful being good in the run-based arcade game world, I am super hopeful about a game called Curse to Golf, which was originally an itch demo, and is getting a proper release pretty soon. That's actually something I'm very hopeful will be good. Not entirely sure how that game's going to do its unlocks, but super duper looking forward to it, because that demo was great. Also, I hope that the designer of it starts the podcast that he used to be back up alongside of his co-hosts, because I missed that podcast. It's one of the few podcasts that's actually stopped due to the hosts disagreeing so heavily on the usage of NFTs. Which I think is kind of amazing, but kind of caused a fallout in the community, which is super unfortunate. Oh god, thought that was out of range. Okay, let's do that. Trying to read that stone. There was 7 of them. Huh. Well. I mean, first time for everything. It's actually a good morning when I wake up and I have no DMs on Discord. Well, I've leveled up Santa Water up to level 5, so... Trying to walk around the flying lion, because I don't think that's a goat. Garlic, I suppose? I'm dying? What was the item that you need to level up garlic again? I'm too lazy to look at the wiki. We're damn close to leveling up garlic. Hey, Vay. Can't see you. How am I not dead? Seriously. Yep. The regen heart, which I had? Gotcha. Well, got the candle thingy. More items to deal with in the RNG pool now. Yay! Try that again. Okay. A standard Twitch notification and then having earlier basically a joke or a misunderstanding the concept of seeing a white whale in DF being unlikely it's noticeable. You mean someone trying to tell you that seeing a giant like W appear on your screen isn't something that a human would notice? Ask them how they notice any letter in the alphabet. Well, that's the thing I need to level up axes, yeah? Let's get axes. Assuming they give me axes. I'm not going to get axes once this run. When the rare chance of white sperm whale in DF, it's 1 in 101, and even then they're seeing a whale at all. I've literally never seen a whale. So wait, and someone was telling you that they wouldn't notice it? Is that what I'm understanding here? Or am I misunderstanding something? Guess I'm leveling up garlic again. Which is why you were reckoning it was some sort of joke? Well, what did they say? I'm curious. Grab an axe. Now, I do theoretically have enough spots for both of the birds. I am going to try and get both of the birds. But we'll see. I don't know if this will be a good enough build to even win, so. But I've already got a lot, and I do kind of mean a lot, of damage already. Just from the garlic, so. We'll see how this goes. Man, this axe is very, very useful. Jeez. I don't think it's... Okay, finally it hit something. Yay. Let's just take empty tome. This is just too funny to me. Like, just this axe that's, like, hitting absolutely nothing. Oh, hey, it hit something. Okay, now I actually need to move. Just gonna try and stay above things so the axe helps. Dunk. I feel like I should level up the axe a bit so that it actually does something. Once it gets enough projectiles, it is kind of useful, but that level 1 axe is just like painfully pointless. Kinda don't want to pick that up. Let's level up garlic again. Let's see. I need the other burb. So, oh boy, that's a lot of text. Hold on. I need a level up, and then I'll read that. Unfortunately, this game is making me pay attention. I got excited for a second. The wrong bird. Right, so Moby Dick was mentioned, and it reminded me about the white whale thing. And of course, upon seeing it's white at all, it's very, very rare. Now, just imagine seeing one and it's white, and then someone responds, "What's the problem with it being white?" Which is clearly a joke, and you know, surely it is. Hey, this Moby Dick whale Easter egg is rare. Imagine seeing it. Implies no. Yeah, that's just people being assholes on the internet. I wouldn't even say that's a joke. That's just like being an asshole on the internet. Quite literally. Like, I don't think that that's funny, but maybe that's also just me. Maybe some people equate that to like amusing edgy humor or some bullshit. Man. Whew. Amusing edgy humor? On my internet? This is a good Christian Twitch channel, I'll have you know. See those Bibles flying around me? How dare you make an offend? More garlic breath, not enough of what I actually need. Although I do think that this build could actually be pretty good, assuming the game gives me another bird. Watch it just give me like 3 weapons, and then I will have no option but to take another weapon. I'll be like, yeah, you can have any of these 3 weapons. So then I'll be like, but I don't want any of them. Why do you have to be this way, game? Eh. It's okay. Speaking of. Game bully bad weapons. No, I need a specific weapon to get a specific unlock. Literally just, I need the other bird. Need the dark colored bird. Otherwise, how's this Edgar Allan Poe character here gonna ever finish his poetry? Fell asleep between FG's stream and following, and it just crouched back to your PC. Yeah, I got rated by following, which was very kind of them. Trying to make my black hole garlic. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I'm also kind of very curious to know what Jess thinks of this game, because I think she's been streaming this all day. Which means she probably loves it, which means we're going to disagree horribly on that. I mean, FG, I think, already has 10 hours in this game, although she may have just let it run all night, so I don't know if that's true. I just think that this game has a lot of very fundamentally bad ideas. But then again, I also feel like a lot of modern games, especially games that kind of fill this kind of run-based arcade game space, I think a lot of them have a lot of really bad ideas that people seem to like that I don't like. So, I don't know. I'm definitely the odd duck in this situation, I suppose. That was almost 3 weapons. I just keep walking this way, that's actually damaging that thing, so. So what you're saying is Jess probably likes it. I like ideas that this game has, and I hate other ideas that this game has. I think like the core concept of this game is pretty cool. But that concept's falling apart for me pretty quick. Yes, duplicator? What does that actually help me with? Axes? Remember how I said that this game is going to give me 4 items? And they're all going to be bad choices that I don't want? Well, that's my second to last opportunity for it to do that. RNG strikes again. Poorly designed game. Strikes again. Preferably a mallard. We continue. There's the flying lion. Pretty sure. Are those lions? Because I know, like, in Castlevania, they're goats. That doesn't look anything like a goat to me. Or whatever duck that is. That is indeed a duck. That is the duckiest duck. A duck's duck, if you will. It's a duck that any duck would be afraid to duck with. What? This game's bullying, really? This game is very poorly designed. It's like, this is one of the best examples of a game that is actually kind of terrible, that just happened to luck into a fun game loop. Like, this is very much a one-finger death punch situation. Very much so. It's like a game that shouldn't be good, but ends up being good because the game loop that they've managed to pull off is fun, but its poor decisions around the edges just ruin it kind of entirely. Like, I can't pick up those chests right now, because if I pick up those chests, they could screw me over. Because they're going to give me less item selections. And I need new items, and I can't get new items from chests. So if I take one of those, and they end up maxing out one of my other items, then I'm just fucked. So I have to just keep getting more XP and new items to maybe get the other bird that I need for the fucking unlock. One closer. It's a better Twitch TV emote, yeah. Really old one for this channel. It's a duck from Duck Game wearing a hat with a cigar in its mouth. Just run down here and grab this stuff. This guy's gonna drop another chest. Here we go again. The other bird. Yeah, we need the purple bird. I think it's the color it is. It looks purpley. But bet you $1 we don't make it past this wave. Well. At the very least, I'm staying alive with that. Again, no bird. Again, no bird. Again, no bird. Running out of items. All right, let's keep moving this way. Once again, no bird. Now imagine doing this in, like, let's just say 6 months, right? Trying to get a new item unlock for the item that they just added to the game. And let's just say, for science, they've tripled the number of items in the game. And you're trying to get one specific drop. Is that going to be a fun game loop? Let's assume for a second that they add in a shop. And also assume that they do what most other games like this do when they add a shop in, which is, oh yeah, well, the shop doesn't always have all of the items. I don't believe that this is a fun method of designing games. And then they finally did it to me. I don't get the item. There's nothing I can do about it. So, cool. Unlock I'm trying to get? Can't get it. It's just not possible. I don't get it now. Someone explain to me why this is a good way of doing item unlocks. Like, please. I'd love to know why this is a good way to do item unlocks. Yep. And that's all of the items I get for this build for this run. Because they cap the number of items you can have. No. Explain to me why this is a good method of item unlocks. I'm not asking how can you make this method work. I'm asking you to explain to me why this is a fun method. It's like when I first started playing this game, it really just felt like, oh, this is just a parody of loot boxes. Like it kind of just felt like a parody of itself. Now it's unfortunately becoming, the more I play of it, too accurate a parody of itself. It's no longer like, oh, this is a fun it's the thing that it's mocking. Except it's a less sufferable version of the thing that it's mocking at the same time. Which is just like, man, I like your game loop. Why do you have to make your upgrade paths so stupid? Just make a fun game. Also, something touched me. I just want someone to give me a compelling argument why this form of randomization is a fun method of progression, and it's the most popular format of progression for most run-based games. And in my opinion, it is the least interesting to the player way of doing progression. I just don't get it. I just don't. And see, roguelikes, proper roguelikes, have solved this problem by simply not having progression. So you don't need to worry about randomly picking up drops because all of the items are already out there. You just have to go find them. Whereas a game like this has like just blatant power boosts that just make you better. But because it's not a skill-based game, they have to do, well, I mean, it is kind of it's a build-based game, but they have to do progression somehow. But they pick that? It's randomly assigning and arbitrarily deciding what you get? Oh well. Oh well. I haven't met somebody yet who can give me a compelling argument as to why this format of progression is good aside from microtransactions. But this is a game without microtransactions. So I fail to understand. You know, like, even games like Monster Hunter, for example, have similar annoyances for me, but at least with Monster Hunter, right, you need specific stuff to get specific gear sets, right? And you get specific stuff by fighting specific monsters, right? And you need materials from certain parts of certain monsters, which may or may not drop, right? But there is skill aspect involved, right? Like if you need to cut off a tail, you have to attack the tail a lot. So it becomes a skill-based leveling system instead of just a random drop leveling system, right? Because your gear is tied to your hunter level, and then you unlock gear by killing specific parts of specific monsters. It's like, all right, so it's a knowledge thing because you have to know what parts of the monsters to kill, the first part of it. But it's also a skill-based thing because you have to be capable of killing that part of the monster effectively without dying to said monster. That is a skill-based, RNG-based system that ends up feeling fair to the player because the player has agency in the progression. I'm having as much agency as I possibly can, and I'm now just wasting my time for a specific unlock. Unfortunately, I'm going to get another unlock on this one, so it doesn't super matter. But it's like, I'm just imagining what this game is going to be like after they add stuff to it for a year. A year of new items and unlocks and passives and possible drops that you can get. This game's going to become horrible. Unless they can find a way around that problem. And they won't watch it because there's too many people streaming it right now, but I hope that there's other people with similar feedback for this game, because otherwise, like when this game has 4 times the items, like if I'm getting annoyed right now trying to unlock the not very many items in this game, because I feel like I'm being cheated out of being able to get them in the order that I want to be able to get them, at the speed at which I want to be able to get them. Kind of sucks. And I can't even praise this game for its creature design because it's all just lifted from Castlevania. Chat, I've got a question. What's a game or franchise or style of game that is very popular and you do not understand why it's popular? I'd be very curious to know. Because for me, RNG as progression is kind of my biggest question mark of why do people like this? Why do people tolerate this, let alone like this? Why do people accept this? This game is only for people who like the price tag. Sure. But there's an issue with that. You want to know what the issue is? This game is very successful. It's made a lot of money. It's sold a lot of copies. And it's gotten a lot of eyeballs. People are going to try and copy it. So if it's doing things that are bad, it's inspiring other things to also be bad. No, just like in general, what is a style of game or a thing about a game that you don't like and you don't understand why people like it? Like, I don't understand why progression systems in first-person shooters got popular. Because all of my favorite first-person shooters of history had absolutely no weapon or perk unlocks. First-person shooters with perk unlocks feel so unfair to me, and I can't actually wrap my head around it. This is the most relatable to a mobile game you've seen from roguelikes. This is not even a roguelike, though. This is like a run-based arcade game. Not even. This is an arcade game. It's not a roguelike. Not even close. And calling it a roguelike is an insult to roguelikes. Like, I kind of like this game. It's stupid fun, but it's like... certainly not a roguelike. Caves of Cud is a fucking roguelike. This is an arcade game. It could absolutely result in someone improving on it, but do you need to improve on something that has overwhelmingly positive reviews? Are people going to improve on a thing with overwhelmingly positive? You played for 45 minutes and you're still waiting for the fun to begin? I really liked the first hour I played of this game. Like, the first hour I played of this game was great fun. Like, just kind of as an idle game with fun items. Then I realized there's an item cap, which made the game significantly less fun. Then I realized that the maps only last for 30 minutes and the boss just insta-gives you, which maybe that's an early access thing. I don't know. But that sucks. Then I learned how the unlock system works and how the evolution system works. And I'm like, man, this is like kind of horribly designed. But it's also $3, so I don't know. Okay, I might need to move here in a second. Maybe not. I cracked at the game? How so? What do you mean by cracked at? Just not sure what that means is all. Is that? Is this a kid's thing? I don't know. I'm a very old 27-year-old, and I don't know what kids are talking about these days. Also, this game's brain-numbingly easy, so... I mean, I hope that they improve on it, right? But, like, the issue with games like this that are ridiculously cheap is, on one hand, yeah, maybe they could improve on it. Or they could just, like, update it for a couple months, take the money, and say, peace, nerds! Maybe they make meaningful good changes. Maybe they make horribly terrible bad changes that are ill-conceived. We don't know, right? And it could go either way. Just gonna try and get you onto the razor. There you go. V. Oh, you're talking about people trying to copy it? Okay. I missed that tidbit of information, though. Sorry, reading chat while playing this isn't the easiest at this point. The first 15 minutes is pretty easy, but once it kind of gets to this point, it's a little twicky. I guess I'll take another rune tracer. Gotta take it at some point. All right. Double rune tracer, and we leveled up the axe, which is what I'm actually trying to do. Oh, interesting. All right, yeah, leveled up axe is pretty cool. I was worried I wouldn't have the DPS, but looks like we're gonna have the DPS. Especially now that I'm getting level ups on Rune Tracer too. Really don't need anything else. Just gonna level up Rune Tracer. But like, I'll give you an example, right? One of the highest selling roguelikes on Steam is Soul Ash, right? For a game attempting to be a traditional roguelike, it is such a poor example of the genre, it's actually not even funny, and it's fucking kind of sad, actually. And I've seen a couple of games that are, air quotes, inspired by Soul Ash now. Which means you are basing your success on the success of a terrible game. Which sold well because it had a good art style. But if you actually take any other design ideas from that game, you're setting yourself very far astray just by default. Did I say Soul Ash? Okay, I meant Stone Shard, sorry. Yeah, my bad, that. Soul Ash may be a neat game. I don't know. That game's not done yet. Stone Shard is the game that I was thinking of. But I've seen a few games, especially one on Kickstarter, which is just like inspired by the success of Stone Shard. And it's like, oh no. I hope that you mean that all that you're doing is having a pretty art style. And you actually have substance in your game, because if that's the only part of success of that game that you're basing it on, you should be okay. Otherwise, exactly. You can add more, Red Knight, maybe a story. You could have like different level variations with actual obstacles in it and add more items, which just makes the unlocks of this game even more insufferable. That, or like they don't add much to it, maybe add like 2 or 3 maps and a half dozen items and just say, fuck it, we're done. Move on to your next game. Which should probably actually be the better thing to do with a game like this. Just add up a couple of items, don't let it outstay its welcome, because if it does, people will get sick of it. Like, that would actually probably be the best thing to do with this, is just add a couple of things to it, and then just let people move on. But who knows what they try and do. I'm just looking for bosses that get into my circle. More burb. Remember, this whole run, I was trying to get a second one of these, but the other type of bird. The dark-colored bird instead of the light-colored bird. It's like a pigeon and a dove. Don't really need the more XP, so. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Death. Made it through my shields. Pigeon. That's the word I was looking for. All right, that's a library win. And a lot of complaining about the game, but what do I have left to do? 2 more achievements. What do I still need? I need to find a stone mask. How the heck do I get a stone mask, chat? I need to find a stone mask, and I need to get both of the birds. That's it. Find a stone mask. Unlock stone mask. Thanks, game. Think it's up in a nook? And you didn't tell me that last map. Why exactly? I don't ever want to go to the library again. All right. Kind of missed it. Well, I'll give you credit. I don't know how far I need to go, so maybe I should actually be playing the game. I was hoping that would give me... Ah, there it is. Get. Okay. There we go. We found the stone mask. Let's go back to the other map now. That... Who do I want to take? Let's try you. Why not? For a game like this, you find untrustworthy to have a decent final product after the Clicker Heroes 2 failed horribly. Yeah. You know, to be clear, I'm not trying to just talk shit about this because, like, I do like it. And I kind of like what it's trying to do. I guess it just makes me supremely sad. And I feel this way about, you know, a lot of games that I've played over the years, which is